I know you all smell that delicious breakfast that I know, so I'm between you and breakfast. So I'm gonna keep this, like myself, I say just short and sweet, straight to the point, straight with no chaser. We're gonna keep it moving. We are excited to have you here. My name is Lakita Watson, for those of you that don't know me. I am the Director of Parks and Recreation here for the City of Suffolk, and I would like to welcome you to the 2017 closeout for the Summer Work Success Program. We started this program some 8-9 years ago, and it has definitely been a blessing to have the opportunity to serve in a leadership role that touches so many young people. And we are excited about the accomplishments that you have made over this last summer and this past 8 weeks. What you have done, you have learned some important lessons on what will make you successful in a job. One of the most important things is being on time. How many of us learned how to be on time for the first time doing something? I see a young man, he raised his hand, he was not ashamed. Being on time. How many of us learned about how to be more respectful, not only to our supervisors, but to our co-workers? How to communicate. How to communicate. How sometimes not to let everything that's on your mind actually come out of your mouth. Those are important work lessons. And one of my favorites is how to get things done while working on a team. So with all the lessons that you have learned and the skills that you have gained throughout this 8 weeks, it is my hope that you can take these things and actually do something with them. Don't make this past 8 weeks just 8 weeks of you showing up and getting your coins and preparing to go back to school and buying your school clothes. It is my hope that this did more for you than just that. Because of you, Suffolk is a better place to work, live, and play. We don't take advantage of the fact that the hours that you put in help make our jobs a whole lot better. So you were valued. You were valued. The stories that I'm sure that Mrs. Fafana will share specifically about so many of you will make you smile a little bit on the inside and hopefully gets you excited about your next part of the journey. So as we close out this stop on your journey, because this is all it is just one stop, I'm hoping that you're able to take this one stop and go to the next level, wherever that is for you. Whether it's going back to high school or returning back to college, I encourage you to go and do your best. They said many years ago in one of the scholarship programs, I think that was sponsored by a college fund, I can't recall the name of it, but they said, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. So I encourage for you that are going back to school, take it seriously. For those of you that are moving towards the workforce, I hope you can take these lessons and go on those interviews, because when you don't have a job, what is your job? To get a job. You are mostly young adults now, and I've been where you are, but you need to take this experience and you need to be submitting applications, going on interviews. You didn't do 8 weeks just to come back next summer. We would love to have you back. But see, our goal is to train you in a way so that when you go forward, you are continuously making our city, our community, our country a better place. We count on you to do that. So in closing, as I close the congratulatory remarks, I encourage you to encourage yourselves. I encourage you to move forward from today into a tomorrow that is bigger and brighter than what yesterday was. To not repeat the mistakes that some of you have possibly made, because we all have made mistakes. I ask that you look forward to what is going to be your legacy. How are you going to change the world? And you may say, Ms. Lakita, well, how do I change the world if all this summer I did was run after the kids in the program, or if I just checked the meters, or if I just cleaned up? Well, we all have a role to play. So I encourage you to walk into whatever that role is and be the best in whatever it is you want to be. Nothing comes to a dreamer but a dream, but you got to start somewhere. So we're hoping we were that start for you. And with that, I'm going to call Mr. Vidal Wilkins up. He is one of our supervisors that's been around in this program for a while, and he's going to lead us into grace. Mrs. Fafana is going to direct us on which tables get to go. I think I get to go eat first because I'm sitting up here. Sorry, I was excited about breakfast this morning. But in closing, and I'll close again, have a wonderful opportunity today. Meet some people, shake some hands, get some cards. We all are hiring. I'm proud to work for the city. I don't know any other proud city employees. Travell, raise your hand. I mean, you were talking about that earlier. We proud. See, we clapping. Because we could be working anywhere, but I appreciate working for the city of Suffolk. As I go on my 24th year, I'm just as happy as I can be. I got about maybe 10 or 15 more to go, but there's no other place that I would rather work. I was born and raised here. This is my home. So everything that you did, for those of you all that live in Suffolk, you did that for your home. So we're excited, and we're about to eat breakfast. Come on, Vidal. Come on, Vidal.
Let us bow our heads. Most gracious and eternal wise God, Lord, we'd like you to say thank you. Thank you for this day we haven't seen before. Lord Jesus, as these young men and women set forth to go in their lives, give the ones that's going back to school, Lord, give them patience, knowledge, and understanding, Lord Jesus, that they're going to need to set forth as they go forth as productive citizens. Lord Jesus, those young men and women that are out of school, Lord Jesus, protect them and guide them in the direction that they need to go. Protect them from seen and unseen dangers. Give them what they need, Lord Jesus. Protect them. And as we fellowship with these young folks, that we would say something to them that we've been before from our past experience that would help them along the way. And we'd like to bless this food that we would like to receive for the nourishment of our body. Bless the hands that prepared it and bless those that have not. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, if we can go ahead and get the first table. I think you can run buffet on both sides. So we get the first table to go ahead on out, and we can run buffet on both sides. So we'll get these first two tables. If I can get your attention, we're about to move to the second portion of our program, and we would like to share with you this wonderful video that was done by some of our wonderful youth in the Public Works Department for litter control, encouraging young people to get their community service hours. As you know, last year, well, this graduation year was the first year that Suffolk Public Schools required its students to have, is it 40 hours? 50 hours. And so Suffolk, the city of Suffolk, wants to make sure we're assisting young people in doing that. So look there, listen here.
Man, 50 hours of community service is a lot of time. Is it even worth it?
Of course it is. You know we're trying to go to the next level.
Well, my boy Wayne at Litter Control told me that we could pick any spot to clean up. So where you trying to go?
Man, you already know we're going to.
All right. Wait, how are we supposed to clean up without any equipment?
Just supply with the equipment.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
All right, bro, let's make a deal. If I make this 3 from right there, you gotta clean this side and I'll clean the other side.
All right.
It wasn't really that bad.
It wasn't. So what do we do with the bag now?
Well, my boy Wayne at Litter Control said, so pull them safely on the side. where the grass is set up. All right.
Is that everything that we have to do with the trash?
Well, let's go take our equipment to litter control and get our sheets on.
All right. If you want to get some hours, contact litter control. The number should be right here. Right there. What number? It's right there.
Are those two young men in the room with us this morning? If you are, will you please stand so we can give you a round of applause? Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rakita Fafana, Youth Outreach Coordinator. I'm pretty sure I know most of you in here except for maybe a few parents. I just wanted to give a few remarks before we give our presentations to the youth and the supervisors. I want to give a thanks to our City Council in their absence for funding the program. Without the funding, this isn't something that we would be able to do. Our City Manager and his staff for being in continuous support of us as well. William and his team from Social Services, they cut those paychecks every week, so I definitely want to give a thanks to them for all of their support. Miss Lakita Watson is my director for having my back through it all, good and bad. When something ain't right, she with me when I'm fighting for you, and I appreciate her for that. I would also like to thank the parents. Some of these kids are young. You guys bring them back and forth to work. You're there to make sure they go to work when they don't want to go to work. I appreciate you guys so, so much. To my supervisors, we made it. Thank you all. We made it, we made it, we made it. It has not been easy for some of you, but you did not give up. You did not quit. I can't thank you enough. You're there every day. I am behind you. I'm supporting you. I am there for you, but you get it done. You're there day in and day out. You're getting dirty with them. You're teaching them. You're giving them more than what I give them. And I appreciate you so, so very much. I know that it's not easy, but I promise you it is worth it. The difference that it can make, the change that it can make, the opportunities that come because of you being willing to work with them. If I could hire him today, I would. Her work ethic and initiative are better than some of my adult staff. He has met and exceeded expectation in all areas of his responsibilities. His performance and contributions have made job completions and deadlines a success. Keep an eye on this kid. He is going to be your role model for this year's program's success. They have done an outstanding job and made things so much easier this summer. These are just some of the comments over the summer that I've heard about the participants that make me that much sure that everything that I do for this program is worth it. Even this morning, we had supervisors stop us in the hall and say, the young ladies that we had were amazing. We're looking for some volunteer opportunities to get them back into our buildings because of what they did and how they did it. I appreciate you guys, your patience, your understanding of circumstances, of situations, working with those guys when they're late, working with them when they don't show up, working with them when they show up and don't work. I appreciate you so very much for everything that you have done. And last but certainly not least, our participants. Where would we be without you guys? Absolutely. I tell you in the beginning that I'm here for you. I mean it. It never changes. When you come in on Friday, I say, do you play sports? What school you go to? What grade you in? What you gonna do next? Who do I need to call? Do I need to get you some information? Did you find out about this? Where can we go for this? I mean it. It doesn't stop. The job stops. I don't stop. Same location. I'll still be on 6th Street. I will always be available to you. I think I have maybe only one person this year that will age out. I will still be available to you. I never go anywhere. whatever I can do to help you, regardless of how your summer has been. It hasn't been the best for some of you. It's okay. It's okay, because if you look at some of the adults in the room, it ain't always been the best for them either. It's okay. We'll get better. You'll get better. Things will change. Believe it can change. Want it to change. Want to be better. Your past does not define you. What you do forward is going to be what defines you. You got to keep pushing. I will be there to catch you, to push you, to grab you, and tell you tighten up. Whatever needs to happen, I'll do that for you. Nothing will change. I appreciate you guys so much. Yes. Ms. Watson and Mr. Bazemore are going to assist me with passing out just a small token of appreciation that I have. We're going to do the supervisors first, and then we'll do the participants. If I have forgotten anybody, I apologize. Please just let me know. That's kind of why we do the sign-in sheet, so I can get a grasp on who's here. First, we have Adarius Williams. Andre Ingram. Angelica Scott. Angie Sumner. April Roberts. Katina Myrick. Dakota McNeil. Devondre Bazemore. Dora Savage. Gwendolyn Marshall. JJ Stevens. Larry Brunson. Lisa Marshall. Marquise Newby. Nakisha Bridgers. Penny Stubbs. Ronnie White. Michelle Teamer on behalf of Shantae Bynum. Tamara Mabry. Tamisha King. Travell Allman. Virgil Wiggins. Eugenia Williams. Susan Anderson. Asa Hayward. Miss Valerie. Valerie. Is that all of our supervisors? And now we'll move on to our participants. Andre Austin. Quante Beeman. Markel Bell. Arthur Boone. Takia Boone. Quadrian Britt. Destiny Brown. Destiny Bryant. Santiago Dillard. Jasmine Douglas. Zaquan Edwards. Taja Futrell. Dewan Jacobs. Ellery Jefferson. Lonell Long. Devon McCory. Deja McCory. Raju Mazel. Lakia Murphy. Brianna Rogers. Nakis Rogers. Tiana Sears. Trevante Singletary. Tyree Thompson. Crystal Walker. Imani Walker. Ashani Wright. I would also like to recognize Khadijah Edgehill, who left early to go to school at Virginia State. Artasia Knight, who left early to go to Shawan. Jenna Mitchell, who also went to Virginia State. And Ramad Wright, who went to Virginia Union University. Thank you all so much.
I don't know if you all heard the last few moments of what Mrs. Fafana was saying, but I want to make sure that you heard it so she can repeat. I don't have all the names of the young people that she was speaking of, but Jenna Mitchell was in my office this summer, and she left 3 weeks ago to go to Virginia State University. And before she left to go, we talked a lot about what her future would entail. And see, there will be people that will tell you that you don't have to go to college. Now, some of us made different decisions on what our role would be and how we would get there. But I always say that no degree is not a guarantee, but it's like learning how to swim. You never know when you're out there in the ocean and you need to know how to swim. And an education will help you swim a little bit longer and a little bit faster. So for those young people that went on and are doing what they have to do, congratulating them, and now I look forward to you doing the same thing. Don't ever let somebody tell you that you can't go. Don't say I want to go, you say I am going. And if you say, well, school's not for me and I decide I want to go get a skill, that's fine too. Get your CDLs. I'm very moved by this program, as I am with every program we do in Parks and Recreation and in the city. But this one has a very special meaning to me as we close out today, and I want to leave you with something. I remember this program many years ago. We all remember, those that might be a little bit of age, the STOP program. And some of you have heard this story before, and some of you haven't. But I want to share the story with you. So with the STOP program, it ran the same way. I was a young lady that worked over in the custodial services at one of the schools. And during that time, while she was working there, she unfortunately got involved with some co-workers that didn't have her or their best interests at hand. And you all know people like that. We got friends like that. We got family members like that. There are people that you just can't always be with and be around. Well, in this case, the young lady, along with the entire crew, ended up losing their job that summer for something that they had done that was wrong. So a few years later, the mentors of that young lady actually said, well, we're going to give you another chance, and they got her a job back in STOP, but she was working in the front office of the high school at that time. And when I talk about learning from your mistakes, she learned from her mistakes, was able to go on, graduate from Norfolk State University, and become the director of Parks and Rec. So that story is about me. I made mistakes. Every door was not always open. And there are going to be people that make you ask yourself, are you even worth it? I'm here to tell you that you are worth it. That anything that you want to be and anywhere you want to go, you can do it, but you have to start within yourself. And you have people like Miss Rakita. I had people like Miss Rakita that looked out for me, that could have said she was not worth it, but they didn't. So we're here to tell you that each and every one of you are worth it. And we want to see you become the next director of Parks and Rec, of Public Utilities, to be the next traffic engineer, to be the next library director, to be the next head custodian of the Wellerville Community Center, to be anything that you want to be, because you can. You may have some roadblocks and some barriers that come along the way, things that stop you in your track, things that make you think, well, my mama didn't do that, or my father didn't do that, or so what makes me different? What makes you you? Because the things that I did, no one else in my family did. No one else had graduated from college. But just because I didn't see it didn't mean I didn't know what it was and what it meant. So you take what Ms. Rakita says, she means it. I mean it. I want you to be the best you that you can be, because if you're the best you can be, you're going to make our city the best place. Many of us are here because we want to be here. A lot of people get their degrees and get their education. They leave from where they grew up at. But most of us decided that we want to stay here. And I want you to stay here too. Go somewhere, get your education, but come back. Suffolk needs you. It's the best city in Hampton Roads, hands down. So with that being said, I pray you nothing but blessings, and that everything that your heart desires you get, but you can't get it unless you work and you want it. So if you haven't got your GED yet, I need you to see Miss Rakita. If you need to get your license, I need you to see Miss Rakita. You need to make sure that you know that you are worth it. Have a good morning.